Alrighty, everybody, welcome to this training video. Now, I have decided that I'm going to become a hack girl, hence why I'm wearing a hat in this training video. It's new me. You know, we're just rolling with it. Like the look, like the feel. Here we are. Now, I want to dive in and do a really fun training for you guys today, breaking down the 4 pillars to making 20K cash months in your coaching business, okay? 20K cash months is something that I have been able to even surpass in my coaching business. I've made almost 30K cash months in my business at this point. We were just short of that earlier this year. So I wanted to do a bit of a video that's actually going to break down and really explain for you, like, what are the core elements that you need to have in place in order to be able to reach these levels within your business, okay? And here's the thing, like, it's really not as complicated as you might think. I think a lot of people really tend to overcomplicate what it takes to actually be making 20K plus cash months in their business. So I'm going to break it down for you in this training, make it really simple, streamlined, straightforward, so that you know the core 4 things that you need to be focusing on mastering at this point, okay? So let's get the ball rolling. Let's take a look at the first pillar, okay? Pillar number 1 is creating really strong and clear personal branding. If you do not have a clear personal brand in place, I can tell you right now, you are going to be making business a lot harder than it needs to be for you. Now, what a brand is a brand ultimately creates a feeling, okay? That's the most simplest explanation or definition that I can give you of what a brand is. So if I said to you, what's a brand? I want you to say back to me, it's the feeling that your audience gets when they experience you, okay? So brand equals feeling. Now, your branding should pique your audience's attention. It should pique their interest enough to actually be promoting curiosity to really want to learn more. So that branding is like the really first thing that's going to drive someone to actually explore you and what you have to offer further. So when you are looking at your branding, you need to ask yourself first and foremost, are you clear and intentional about the feeling that your brand is creating? Because if you are not clear and intentional of it, then I can tell you right now, your audience will not be clear in receiving it either. Now, your brand identity is ultimately what your audience is going to resonate with and be attracted to. So this really comes back to this core point here of your branding should pique your audience's interest, okay? Enough to actually promote that curiosity to want to learn more about you. Now, I really want you to make sure that you're creating a branding strategy for yourself. I speak to so many new business owners, and when I jump on an enrollment call with a new business owner, there's a lot of questions I ask them so that I can fully identify where exactly they are at in their business right now and what the gaps are. And one of those questions that I ask them is, have you ever done a branding strategy before? And 99% of the time, they say no, they have not. Now, a branding strategy is not just picking some colors on Canva and picking some fonts on Canva. No. Your branding strategy is so much deeper than that, okay? First and foremost, you really need to be determining what your brand mission is and creating a clear mission statement around that. That mission is what's going to build your community. That mission is what people are going to buy into. I have raging fans in my audience who have been following me for years and years and years. And the reason why they are so invested in me and like following my journey is because they're so bought into my mission. Okay, so we need to really make sure that you're determining what your brand mission is and creating strong clarity around that through that mission statement. So that statement that's saying, you know, I help X with X, or my goal is to take you from here to here, right? Like having that really distinct, clear mission statement. Now, with your branding strategy as well, we want to make sure that we create your marketing message to be speaking directly to your ideal client. This is so important, okay? Because when we're building our brand, we're ultimately got our ideal client in the forefront of our mind. Now, you and your brand is not the hero in this story. Your client, your ideal client, they are the hero in your brand story. And so therefore we need to actually have the clarity around who the heck your ideal client is. And what's really helpful with that is doing a bit of a ideal client breakdown where you're taking a deep dive and really taking a look at what are their desires, what are their current reality, what are their struggles, like what are those pain points, and what's the solution that they need, okay? And if you can really break down and get crystal clear on those 4 things, then that's going to help you a lot when it comes to creating your marketing messaging. So when we're talking about your marketing messaging, we're talking about what is that message that everything you're doing on social media, your content, the way you show up, the programs you're offering, all of it, like what is that message that you are conveying, that you are trying to share with your ideal client? And that message and the clarity behind that message is going to be the thing that actually attracts your ideal client in. So if you don't know who your ideal client is, you're not going to have clarity around your messaging, and therefore you're not going to be attracting the right people into your business. Now, another important element of creating your branding strategy is determining the tone and voice that your brand will use. Okay. Now, every brand has a different sort of language style they like, or a different tone or pitch that they like to be speaking through. Some brands like to be really loud, whereas other brands like to be a lot softer. Some brands like to encompass humor, whereas some brands like to be more formal and luxury, right? And there's no right or wrong answer to what tone and what voice you're going to use in your branding. But this really comes back to what feels aligned and authentic to you, right? For me, I like to describe my branding as very smart casual, right? You know, you get invited to a party, you get invited to brunch, and they say on the invitation, the dress code is smart casual. Well, my branding essentially is smart casual. Okay. So there is a formality in the tone of voice that I use, but at the same time, there's still that casual feeling of like, hey, I'm just talking to a friend, you know? Another really important thing to think about as well when you are creating your brand strategy too is, of course, your brand tools. So we did mention brand tools at the beginning of this little section here, and your brand tools are, you know, those fun things like your colors, your fonts, your shapes, your imagery. And a lot of the time when I speak to new business owners, that's as far as they've gotten with their branding, like in the real sense of like what they're creating in their brand. And so again, we want to be really intentional about what we are selecting in terms of the use of our colors, fonts, shapes, and all of that. We want to make sure that we're intentional with everything that we integrate into our brand. So when you are selecting your colors and your shapes in particular, I want you to think about like, what's the feeling that these things elicit? What's that psychological effect that they have on someone? Because different colors and different shapes do have different psychological impacts. They also have different feelings that they emit. They also have different symbols or meanings that they represent. And so we really want to be mindful of these things when we are selecting our colors and shapes. When you're also going for your fonts as well, I want you to be thinking about, again, like what is encompassing the energy of you and your brand. How do you want your feed to feel when you are bringing these tools into play, and with your imagery as well? Like, what are different elements or images that really help, again, come back to illustrating that feeling that you want your brand to give off? Now, I've got a little activity here for you guys to really help you with creating that brand feeling that you ultimately want to be creating, and really bringing that imagery, that feeling to life through the imagery that you use. And that activity is completing a branding brainstorm. So this is something super simple to do. I get all of my clients to do this. But basically what you want to do is select a core word that represents your brand. And I want you to brainstorm all of the feelings, actions, sounds, smells, colors, words, everything that resonates with your brand. I want you to brainstorm it all, dump it all out onto a piece of paper. Okay. I did this for my brand. I do it for all of my clients' brands, and it never ceases to fail to help really bring this brand identity to life. Okay. For me personally, the word that I used when I did my branding brainstorm was alignment. And that is because alignment is a core element of my brand and my mission, my offers, all of it. Right. Another word, that really aligns with my brand and my mission is empower, right? So I take these words and then I brainstorm everything that feels connected to that and helps bring that feeling to life that I really want my audience to feel. So what this is going to do is this is going to really help you paint that picture of that feeling that you want to create with your brand. You can take this a step further. And once you've done that brand brainstorm, you can actually go into Pinterest and you can start searching up all those words that you brainstormed down and start to create a real mood board that, again, is like that visual representation of that brand feeling you want to create. Okay. So that is pillar 1, creating a strong and clear personal brand. So freaking important, guys. Like, get that branding done first step before moving on to anything else. Now, let's go a little deeper. So pillar 1 to building towards 20K cash months is having a strong and clear personal brand. Pillar 1 is so important because then this is going to transfer into all of these other pillars we're going to talk about next. So pillar 2 is your core high ticket offer. Okay. What is your core high ticket offer? Right here, right now. Do you feel confident in knowing that you have one offer that is going to build you to 20K cash months? Right? If the answer is no, then we need to work on that. Okay. And here's the reality. You only actually need one core offer to build yourself to 20K cash months, right? You don't actually need more than one to get to that point. And I think a lot of people tell themselves that I need to be launching mini offers all the time and doing this and doing that. But the reality is you can just focus in on one core high ticket offer and really focus on building that out to scale your income to those 20K cash months. And you can do that with ease. Okay. So get out of the mentality of thinking that you need to create more work for yourself by creating more offers for yourself. Now, I always advise to my clients, focus your full energy and attention towards scaling one offer to max capacity before then introducing the next offer, okay? And the reason why I really emphasize this is because when you introduce new elements to your business, that is going to take energy away from everything else that you've got going on. And so if you are not yet making a consistent cash flow from your core offer, you're just going to find that there's going to be even greater consistency in your cash flow when you introduce something else because you're half-assing 2 things instead of whole-assing 1 thing, right? So we want to focus on whole-assing just one core offer to build you to those 20K cash months. So there are 3 essential points that I want you to consider when it does come to creating your core offer, okay? The first point is I want you to validate your offer. Okay. And when I say validate your offer, you need to get clear on whether or not there is a demand for what it is that you are offering. If there's not a demand for it, then don't offer it because it's not going to sell. So we really need to make sure that 1, again, you're really clear on who your ideal client is. And 2, you're testing the market, you're doing your market research before you are just launching and releasing something, right? We need to validate that offer. Now, the second thing that I want you to consider is the price point. Okay, you need to make sure that you have a logical price point on the offer that you are going to be selling. So does your pricing match your income goals? If you have a goal to be making 20K cash months, but your core offer is like $100 or $500, like you're playing in the low ticket realm, then that isn't logical pricing to help you scale to that high level cash flow mark that you want to be making each month, right? If you have an audience of like, 1 million people ready to buy and you're working with low ticket offers, cool. But if you are still establishing your audience and establishing your community, still got a micro community and you're playing with low ticket offers, you're wasting your time and energy. Okay. You need to have a logical price point, which means we need to be working at least mid ticket when it comes to pricing your offer if you want to be getting to that 20K cash month goal. But I really encourage high ticket offers and also making sure that those offers have an extended period of time that you're working with your clients with. That gives you the opportunity for payment plans, for recurring revenue. We can start income stacking, or if you are receiving those like paid in full sums, then obviously we can be stacking that in the month as well. But you need to be making sure that your price point is logical. Okay. Then the third thing that I need you guys to be fully aware of when it comes to building out your core high ticket offer is the price to value comparison. Now, this is something that I really, really push with any offer that I deliver, right? And that's making sure that the price point is lower than the value of the offer. So the value of the offer is up here, but the price point is down here. And the reason why we want to create that gap is so that our prospective clients can see that they're actually receiving something that is greater value than what they are paying, right? And so let's say someone is investing in, a high ticket offer. Let's say it's a $7,000 offer, and the value of that offer is actually closer to the $10,000 side of things. They can see that they're actually really benefiting from this investment because they're receiving more than what they're receiving more value than what they're actually investing into it. And that's something that people really, really, really look for when they are wanting to invest high ticket. Okay. So having that price to value comparison is a really important factor of consideration when creating your core high ticket offer. Alrighty, so they're the foundational considerations that I need you to bear in mind when you are creating your core high ticket offer. And again, I'm going to stress this to you guys once more. You only need one core offer to build to 20K cash months. Okay, you only need one core offer. If you can really hone in and really validate one specific transformation that you can deliver and really master your pricing, the price to value comparison of it, really, really create a compelling and irresistible offer, then you will easily build to 20K cash months. Okay, but there is strategy behind how to create an offer as such. So pillar 2 is your core high ticket offer. Let's take a look at pillar 3. Oh, I'm going to have to stretch my screen out for this one. Let's drag you up there. Oh, it's not working. Let's drag you down there. And I'm going to have a sip of my water before we dive into this. Awesome. We're powering through. Pillar 1, branding. Pillar 2, core high ticket offer. Pillar 3, consistent marketing strategy. Okay. We've got our brand designed. We've got our offer, and now we need to really learn to master marketing. Marketing is the thing that is going to keep your business constantly moving forward. And you have a lot of choices and decisions to really make around how you want to navigate marketing in your business. I have personally been fully leveraging organic marketing. However, there are so many other types of marketing that you really can leverage as well. But we're going to focus on organic marketing in this training because you don't need to be paying for ads in order to build to 20K cash months. I've spent $0 on ads in my career so far. So my question to you is, do you have a clear marketing strategy in place, or are you just winging it? And the reason I ask that is because whenever I speak to business owners on discovery calls and I ask them, what is your marketing strategy? They say to me, I'm just winging it. They don't actually know what they're doing when it comes to the world of marketing. And that, guys, that is something we need to fix. We need to fix it all. Okay, we need to fix it really, really, really early. And let me also clarify this right now. Going viral is not a marketing strategy. Okay, going viral is not a marketing strategy. Say it after me. Going viral is not a marketing strategy. And why, do you ask? The reason going viral is not a marketing strategy is because going viral isn't something that's actually within your control, right? There are lots of things you can do to try to go viral, but the reality is that's actually not something that you have control over. That's just something that you put it out there and either the algorithm loves it or the algorithm doesn't love it. So going viral and depending on virality is not a marketing strategy, okay? What is a marketing strategy though? Well, in social media, your goal is to stand out, right? And so we want to stand out through using our brand. Pillar 1, brand marketing. And when we have stood out in this overpopulated crowd of social media, you can then lead a prospect up the engagement ladder to make a point of sale. And we move them up that ladder through direct marketing. Okay, so we're going to explore 2 types of marketing now, indirect marketing and direct marketing. So indirect marketing, this comes back to your brand, which is why we need to do the branding strategy before we're tapping into the marketing space. So indirect marketing, the purpose of this is to really build awareness, engagement, community, and reputation. Okay, so what this ultimately does is it prepares your customers for the direct marketing CTAs that we're then going to bring in to sell to them with. So your direct marketing is then intended to make a sale. Okay, so these are direct call to actions, direct and clear directions to promote someone to purchase from you. Okay, so indirect marketing, leveraging your branding, building that awareness, building that engagement, building that community. We're preparing them. Then direct marketing, we are selling to them. And you really want to be looking at an 80-20 split for this. So you really want to be 80% is indirect marketing. Okay, 80% is indirect marketing, and then 20% is direct marketing. And you really want to create that balance. Now, you will go through some phases in your business where maybe you're doing a launch, and when you're doing a launch, your direct marketing will take precedence. So that might look like, it's the 80% and the indirect becomes the 20%, but then this balances out after the launch. And we then have to make up, compensate for that direct marketing that we had lost. Or before you start doing your launch, you then lean heavier into the indirect marketing, to prepare for that launch. So we want 80-20 split, indirect marketing to really, really build that brand awareness, community engagement, trust, reputation, all of it. And then the 20 split is for that direct marketing, which is purpose is to make a sale. Now, one final point that I really want to make on this topic of your consistent marketing strategy is to increase your touch points so that you can be everywhere that your ideal client is. Now, I'm going to stress this first and foremost. You need to be consistent with your marketing strategy because your audience will know when you are not being consistent. Now, if you cannot consistently sell every day, that is so fine, because remember, direct marketing selling is just 20%. What you need to be consistent with is that indirect marketing, that 80%, okay? Because if you're inconsistent with that indirect marketing, you're not going to see any results come from that direct marketing that you do, okay? So I make it an absolute non-negotiable that every single day I am focused on executing marketing within my business. That is what I teach my clients as well, because that is what you need to be doing to be building your brand, to be building awareness, to be building a community that likes, knows, and trusts you and is ready to buy from you. Now, to increase your touch points, we want to be everywhere. We want to be everywhere that your ideal client is, so that at that time when they are ready to purchase, you are the go-to person for them, right? Like they are so aware of you, they are so bought into you, they love your mission, they love your brand, they love everything you're doing, and they know that you have the solution that they are looking for. So here are some different ways that I leverage different touch points within my business. Instagram stories. This is largely my direct marketing platform. Okay, so you will, if you follow me, if you consume all my content, you will see that the larger part of my direct marketing is actually done in my Instagram stories, and that's because that's where my warmest audience is. Now, I do still integrate a lot of indirect marketing into those stories as well, because that is building brand awareness. Okay, feed posts. This is largely indirect marketing. This is largely where I'm wanting to educate my audience, where I'm wanting to build trust, where I'm wanting to build that reputation, share my story, share insights into my life, because that's the stuff that sticks and that stays, and that's the stuff that people are going to binge and consume, okay? So feed posts are largely indirect marketing, whereas Instagram stories is more than 20% of direct marketing. However, we do still integrate some direct marketing into our feed, and I do this mostly through my captions. So I will actually split between indirect and direct marketing depending on what my marketing strategy is for that month and what my campaigns are and all of that. But in my captions, that's generally where I'm either going to indirectly market by creating engagement and starting conversations, or I'm going to directly market by putting a CTA saying like, reach out to me if you want help with this, or reach out to me if you want to opt into this, right? Then when it comes to reels, again, like it's a bit of a split because you got the caption and you've got the reels. But if we're looking at like the video directly of a reel, Generally, this is indirect marketing that I leverage here, and really focusing on that attraction marketing element where we're speaking directly to our ideal clients' needs so that we're attracting that new audience into our page. And oftentimes your reels are for reach, which means you're going to be connecting with new audiences, new people, and those people don't know anything about you. So if you have a direct sales CTA in your reel, you might find there will be low conversion from that. If you, however, have something more indirect, that's either conversation starting or giving them something for free to opt into, then that's going to help you a lot, because that's going to be an additional touch point to help them learn more about you and connect more with you. So reels is majority indirect attraction marketing that I focus on. Then we have emails. Again, emails, I still do that split between 80-20 indirect and direct, but that 80% of emails that I do is raising brand awareness. Okay, so this is really, really important indirect marketing that can really go deeper than what you're just offering on social media. But my emails is really heavily focused on that brand awareness marketing, so that indirect marketing. And when I am doing launches, of course, I do slide in some sales emails as well, which brings in that 20% of direct marketing. And then finally, Facebook is a blend of both direct and indirect marketing. Again, we're focusing on that 80-20 split, okay? If you just remember 80-20, you're going to be fine, okay? You're going to be absolutely fine, guys. Amazing. So that was a big mouthful there. A lot that we covered when it comes to consistent marketing. But please, 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 please understand, if you want to be building your business to 20K cash months, you need to be consistent with your marketing, because your marketing is what's going to, again, like raise that awareness, raise that engagement, develop that reputation, and ultimately move your audience up the engagement ladder and moving them to that point of actually making a sale with you. Okay, so we can't skip our marketing and just jump straight to pillar 4. Okay, pillar 3 is so important, so important. Now that brings us to the 4th and final pillar of this training. Let's take a look at pillar 4. Okay, this is creating a proven sales system. So let's reflect. Pillar 1 was your brand design, right? We need a Siri, I'm not talking to you. Pillar 1 is your brand design. We need our brand design before we create our offer and before we step into our marketing processes. And we need all 3 of those elements in place before we move into pillar 4, which is your proven sales system. Now, there are many elements to an effective sales system, and these may vary depending on how you determine you want to sell in your business. Some people want to sell on sales calls, some people want to sell in DMs, but I'm going to tell you right now, guys, if you are, making less than 20K cash months in your business, then I highly recommend that you follow this process that I'm going to tell you now. Okay. And that involves sales calls. Now we'll get to the sales call element shortly, but let's take a look at lead generation first and foremost. Okay. The first pillar or element you need in your sales system is a process that is going to consistently generate leads for you. If you don't have leads generating, then you're not getting yourself anywhere near that point of sale, because you need that consistent flow of leads in order to have people to sell to have people to nurture, to market to, and so on. So you need to determine, how are you going to be generating leads? Now, you're going to focus more on organic marketing, or are you going to leverage paid marketing also? Now, like I said before, my whole business has been built off organic marketing, meaning that I have had $0 in ad spends to get me to almost 30K cash months in my business. Okay. So you do not need to be spending money on ads in order to get to this sales goal. But if you decide you want to use ads, then that's a decision that you make. Now, I utilize both inbound and outbound lead generation methods. So my inbound lead generation methods, these are methods that bring people to me, bring leads to me. That leverages attraction marketing. That comes back to my content. That comes back to how I'm marketing on my stories, emails, feed, all of it, right? My marketing brings my inbound leads. Now, my outbound leads, these are generated from manual activities that me and my team do in the back end. Okay, so we source leads ourselves. We dig through social media and we find people, right? We go to them, we initiate relationships with them, conversations with them, right? Because that is an outbound activity that we leverage. And the reason I'd say use inbound and outbound, don't just depend on your marketing. Like that's going to be one element that attracts one type of buyer to you, but there's going to be people sitting in your audience as well who are consuming your marketing but not taking action because they're waiting for you to invite them personally first. I made a sale just the other day that purely came from an outbound activity. It was an outbound lead that I generated. I sent her a DM, opened up a conversation. That conversation then led to a sales call getting booked. That sales call then ended up in a $7,000 paid in full sale 24 hours later. Okay, so if I did not go out and do that outbound engagement myself, then that sale would have been missed, right? If I just sit around waiting for the inbound leads to come. Some business coaches only depend on inbound leads. But I'm telling you now, unless you are running paid ads, you cannot just depend on inbound leads. You have to be doing outbound lead generation as well. Okay, so utilizing both inbound and outbound lead generations methods to bring leads into your business. The next part of your sales strategy that we want to take a look at is your DM flow. Now that we actually have leads generating, now that we actually have people coming to us, right? People engaging and connecting with us, we need to initiate conversations. So once you're generating those leads, we then need to be using DM conversations to actually qualify these leads, either for a direct sale or to book a sales call and get an appointment set. Okay, so you really need to have clear KPIs around what volume of appointments you need to be setting per week in order to reach your monthly sales goal. Now, if you do want to learn more about setting KPIs and the exact DM flow that I use in my business, then you can join my free Facebook community, the Build Your Business Facebook community. I've popped a link into the description of this training. And you can go in there and you can go to our guides and watch the DM Frenzy Challenge. Now, that was a 5-day challenge that I hosted for free inside of that space that walks you through the exact DM flow that I use, that I teach my clients to consistently be getting sales calls booked. And I also walk you through the exact process of setting KPIs, breaking down that, actionable goal to be able to reach your 10 or 20K cash months. Okay. So that there is inside of the Build Your Business Facebook community. It's the DM Frenzy Challenge. It was an epic 5-day challenge. So if you do want to dive deeper into DM flow and KPIs and all of that, that's your next step after this training. Okay. So once we've got our DM flow in place, then we need our sales call flow. Okay. So our sales call flow, this is where we make the money. Now, once you've got appointments being set, you need to have something in place to effectively be closing them. Okay. We need to be making sure that your sales flow utilizes sales psychology to ensure that your prospects are qualifying themselves for your offer, right? Across that call. We need to make sure that you're clearly highlighting the value of your offer before you pitch. And we need to make sure that you know how to close high ticket clients, because there's a lot of trust that needs to be established before that transaction can actually be happening. Okay. So you need to make sure you have a clear sales flow in place. So they're the 3 steps there when it comes to your sales: lead generation, DM flow, and sales calls flow. If you can put those 3 things in place, then you've got a proven sales system that works. But there's only a proven sales system if it is proven to time and time again make you sales in your business. Now, my sales system that I use and that I teach my clients as well is proven to work. It has helped me generate over $200,000 cash in my business, right? It has helped my clients build to 10K cash months and be signing high ticket clients within 30 days of starting their business journey with me also. Okay. So my sales system is proven to work. So if you don't have one in place and you need help with one, then I'm your girl. Okay. I'm your girl. I'm confident to be able to say that. But with that said, what I'm going to do now is take a look at your next steps, because we covered a lot today. Okay. And to really reflect back to you, we really focused on the core 4 pillars, elements that you need to have in your business to get yourself to 20K cash months. Number 1 being your branding, right? Your brand design. You need to have a clear brand design in place. Number 2, having that juicy offer that has been validated and makes sense and there's a demand for it. Number 3 is creating your clear marketing strategies and being really consistent with them. And number 4 was your sales systems. So looking at this image on the screen here, you can probably see that each of these things we spoke about, we've got your brand design, we've got your attraction marketing, your lead generation, we've got your offer, your ideal client, we've got your sales system, everything that we spoke about today is integrated into this ecosystem. But as you can see, there are so many other elements that we didn't quite touch on today. So whilst those 4 things that we spoke about are the 4 core things that really you need to step 1, make sure you've mastered all of them to help you build to 20K cash months. We also want to make sure that we're tapping into all of these other elements. Now, this is my 6-figure ecosystem. If you haven't heard of my 6-figure ecosystem before, basically, this is the framework that my business is built around. And this is the same ecosystem that I teach my clients, and I help them integrate into their businesses also, because this ecosystem is proven to build you beyond 6 figures and really, really, really create strong foundations for success in your business. Okay. So if you are ready for support in refining your strategies and approaches to each of these areas, then I want to invite you to apply now for the Aligned Coaching Academy. And this is my signature mastermind. This is where all the magic happens. When you guys are seeing celebrations on my Instagram of all of the client wins that are happening, of clients signing 3 high ticket clients within their first 30 days of working with me, and so on. My clients handing in their letters of resignation to leave their 9 to 5 and go all in on your business. That is this container that this magic is happening in, okay? And if you are a business owner, you're ready to build that impactful and profitable coaching business, you're ready to really step into your true potential, start making more money online, start creating more freedom for yourself and creating transformation for your clients, then this is the container that I want you to join me in. So if you would like to apply now for the Aligned Coaching Academy, you can scan this QR code here. And what this QR code will do, let me make this bigger for you. What this QR code will do is it'll direct you to my Work With Me form. And I'll get you to fill out that form so that I have a little bit of information on where you're at in your business right now. And then at the end of filling out that form, it will prompt you to my calendar where you can schedule a direct one-to-one session with me where we'll have a bit of a discovery call. We'll go through, we'll have a deeper look at what's going on in your business, where the gaps are in your strategy and where you need the most support. And then from there, we can see if the Aligned Coaching Academy is going to be the right fit for you. Okay. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this training. I hope you found it helpful. Make sure you check the episode description for any of the resources that were shared in here. And make sure if you want to be joining me, working alongside me and building a beautiful, abundant and aligned business, getting your business to 10, 20K cash months, having those 6-figure years, all of the fun, big wins, then make sure you fill out that Work With Me form to apply for the Academy now. But other than that, I hope that you guys enjoyed this training. I hope that you found it super helpful and there's a lot of value that you took away from it. If you did take value away from it, shoot me a message on Instagram, come say hi at Empower with Em. Let me know what you took away from this training or what other trainings you'd like to see. I'm always updating this YouTube library because I really want to make sure that I'm serving you guys in every capacity that I possibly can. So that's all from me. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.